Howdy everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of my new series, Grocery Store Growing, where I show you how you can grow unique and interesting plants at home from things you can find at your average grocery store. And in this episode, I'm going to show you how you can grow your very own mango tree from a store-bought mango. So let's go check it out. The mango has to be my all-time favorite fruit. It's sweet, juicy, a little bit tangy, and just absolutely delicious, and I can't say enough about it. Mangoes are native to Southeast Asia, and there's two distinct types and many different varieties. The two types you're going to see in the store are Indian style mangoes, which are like this, and then there's a little bit smaller, kind of skinnier one. That's the Philippine mango, and they're both absolutely awesome. When you go to your grocery store to pick out a mango, what you're going to want to look for is a mango that's got a little bit of give to it. It's still going to be nice and intact, but it's going to have a little bit of give to the firmness. And if all they have is underripe mangoes, or you're just not ready to eat a mango today, you can always get the underripe mangoes that are a little bit harder and leave them on your counter, and they will ripen up and be just as delicious. And if you want to grow one of these from seed, I would recommend not refrigerating it. These are tropical fruit, and the cold temperatures in your refrigerator may not be good for the health of the seed. So I would say just leave it on your counter. If you're not ready to eat it that day, be sure to get one that's a little underripe and let it ripen up. So I'm going to cut this open and eat this delicious mango. It smells good too. And once I get the seed, I will show y'all what to do with it after that. Once you've eaten all the fruit you can from your mango, you're going to end up with a pit that looks like this. And I washed this off, and I recommend for y'all to wash this off in some clean water, and just to kind of clean off the remnant juice in the fruit so it's not as sticky and slimy. You could potentially plant your pit just like this, but I'm going to show you a trick to where you could get a tree weeks, if not months, faster than if you would just plant it like this. I'm going to give you a close-up to what I do to get a tree a lot faster. So let's check that out. So the first step, once you have your pit, you're going to look for what I call the mohawk side. You're going to have a side that's smooth, no hair on it, and your mango pit is going to have a mohawk back here. It's going to have this hairy side. So you're looking for the hairy side when you get this, and what you're going to do is you're just going to take your thumbs if you can, or use the tip of a butter knife, but just be very careful because the actual mango seed is inside this husk. But what I do is I just take my thumbs like that, and it's going to be kind of difficult, but like I said, you can use a butter knife or something to get this started if need be. And you're going to split that husk just like that. And look here, on the inside, you've got your mango seed. And it's going to have this little umbilical cord on it, but you're going to have your seed. That is what your mango seed looks like. It looks like a big bean to me, like a big kidney bean or something. But as you can see, it's already starting to get a little green. So all we're going to do now is we're going to get this potted up and just wait for it to grow. So I'm going to show you everything I do to get this planted. All you're going to need to get your mango seed potted up is just some form of pot, general purpose potting soil. I give it something that has a little bit of depth to it, because this mango seed is going to send down this massive taproot. It's a big tree, so it's going to send down this taproot. And you want to give it something to give it a little start. You don't want to have a little short pot to start it in, because your root's just going to hit the bottom really quick. But with this one, it gives it a little time to get sprouted, and then we can transplant it into something bigger. So all you need to know to plant your seed is I dig down about 3 inches, 2-3 inches. You want to take your mango seed and put it sideways. You don't want to do it straight up and down. You don't want to do it like that. Place it sideways, just like that. And we're just going to cover it up and give it a good water. You can expect your mango seed to begin sprouting and showing signs of growth after about maybe 2 weeks or so. Just kind of check it every so often, but don't pull it up because you're going to end up breaking that root. But just kind of I dig back a little bit and kind of see if it's growing, how it's doing, make sure the seed's not rotted. But I'd say you're going to see signs of growth within about a week to 2 weeks. And after about a month or so, probably about a month to 2 months, you're going to have a little small mango tree that looks like this. And this will get bigger. We're going to transplant this out and it's going to grow a lot. So let me show you what it looks like when it gets bigger. After a few years' time, this is what your mango seed's going to turn into. I grew this from a mango that I got at the store probably about 3 years ago. So this just goes to show you that a store-bought mango can grow a mango tree. As far as fruiting, there's other options you may want to do. If you want your mango tree to produce fruit, you can always have it grafted. If you have any mango trees around where you live, or have a friend that has a mango tree in, say, a greenhouse or something, you could get this grafted. But I just kind of enjoy having it as a nice house plant, kind of ornamental. It adds a wonderful feel to the place. I love the leaves. As far as what I do with this tree, I just have it on my front porch where it gets good morning light until about noon or 1 o'clock, and then it's in the shade. And I don't really know if that's what mango trees need, but it's been really working with this tree. As far as watering, I just kind of feel in the soil down maybe a few inches, and if it's dry down there at that point, I give it a water, but I try not to overwater it either. So I'd say just feel in the soil kind of about that far down and water it when it's dry that far. And as far as if you live in a cold area, you will want to keep this in a pot, because you're going to want to have to bring it into a garage or your house or something insulated from the freeze, because this is not frost tolerant. This is a tropical plant, so you're going to want to bring it in somewhere during the winter. And I just bring mine into my garage and it stays perfectly warm in there. I try to keep it above 40 degrees if that's a good number for you to look at when you keep your mangoes. And one other caution I would give you is, if you're going to keep it in the house, try to find some way to keep it humid around it, because it seems like the heaters during the winter tend to dry the air out and you'll start to see the leaves brown on the edge. Like I said, I leave mine in my garage and it stays enough humid in there and it doesn't have the heater running to dry the air out. And I just kind of keep it above 40 degrees, but the warmer the better. I kind of have grow lights, a little bit of heat lamps or a heater in there if it seems to be getting too cold. But that's really it, guys. So if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you have any more questions for me on how to grow mangoes from seed, just leave them down in the comments and I'll answer them when I can. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you can be there for when all the new episodes come out of Grocery Store Growing. And until next time, I hope you'll join me right here on The More You Grow.